So anyway, he basically says, you know, sorry if I mention things like having to shoot birds and stuff, sorry about that. Varied, third paragraph. Varied are the many roads I've traveled to reach my 80 years. Not all have been paved with smiles and accolades. To be content has been my goal. Gotten there sometimes. I love this line. Gaining experience wasn't always peaceful, especially during my early years of anxiety. I love that phrase, early years of anxiety. This is very important. Now, first paragraph he says, keep in mind, I tend to embellish. I BS. I exaggerate. I make stuff up. I embellish. Then he says in paragraph 4, I tend to use some words that aren't in the dictionary, others that are. I bend a little. My only goal in this endeavor is to talk about a few of my life experiences, and if any readers over the age of 12 don't see a little of themselves in this mirror, then maybe they deserve another turn. Now when he says, my only goal in this endeavor is to talk about a few of my life experiences, you know, some of these stories, I'm not going into them today, but they're just freaking weird. I mean, they're, you know, and they're like, why do you bring that up? Now, maybe they were really things that happened, but at the same time, they're not big events, some of them. I'm thinking of things like, remember when he's at the store and remember the time he was at church and the two biddies are talking? Well, I said I wasn't going to do this, but it's a weird thing. He goes into this thing about these two women are talking about him, and he knows they're talking about him, and they're older women, they're middle-aged, and he kind of makes fun of their looks, but he says, you know, they're making fun of him. He knows this, and they're saying he isn't even allowed to go across the street, and of course he's allowed to go across the street. That's not even an issue. And he says this weird thing like he knows he's not supposed to step on any cracks. And his mother would be proud of him for not stepping on cracks, because stepping on cracks breaks your mother's back or something. Remember that? Well, now I got to look it up, and I don't even want to look it up. But it's weird. It's weird because no place for biddies. I said I wasn't going to do this, and now I'm doing it. Hey, everybody. There's a little bit of a strange segue going on here because what has happened is I did a few videos the other day. I did a video series, and in the video series, I got to a point where I was discussing Forrest Fenn and the strange writings in his books. The only book I've read so far is The Thrill of the Chase. Here he comes. He hears me, he comes. How do you know when I'm always on the camera? It's quite amazing. Now, the whole time I did setup, you ignored me. You stayed in the other room. There's something about me talking on camera that alerts you. Anyway, Tober's here. I'm going to show him again. I know I do this all the time. Some of you are going, come on, man, cut it out. He's just a cat. Don't get all goofy on us. Yeah, but he's such a great cat, and he's such a good friend. I know, and you're probably, some of you are going, don't quit kissing him and stuff. Sorry. He's a friend of mine. Lives here. Nothing I can do about it. It's just like having a couple of little kids running around. Oh, down you go. Okay, good boy. All right, so anyway, back to my point. So what happened is, I'm doing this thing on Forrest Fenn, and I'm doing this thing about Thrill of the Chase and probably his other books that I haven't read. And a lot of those books are just friggin' weird to read. I think we'll all agree. And in the videos, what I'm going to do is, I'll put it succinctly, what I'm doing here is this. I'm going to leave the videos in this series that I did the other day, And then when it gets to the video that got blocked by YouTube, I'm redoing that. The part of the video that got blocked by YouTube, I'm putting on Facebook. And I assume that's okay. I assume it won't get blocked on Facebook. I in some ways am I'm learning this video technology, which is really fun to play with, but I'm real old school on other stuff. I am so old school and stupid that when I put this video, here's what happened. I got to a point in my tale, and those of you that have followed these should know that when I'm talking to you free association. I don't have a script. I don't do anything. Which really isn't that big a deal if you're fairly verbose, and I'm verbose. So I kind of do these things, and then I structure the videos around them and some of the information around what I say, which gives them this kind of quirky, I think, nature, gives them a kind of true nature. Sometimes introduces information to people that maybe they weren't expecting to find in a particular video that I'm doing, just because it was a tangent that I went off on, and suddenly I thought, oh, I'll put in that information to at least explain what I was talking about. People seem to like it. So on this one, what happened was I got into talking about this weird thing with Forrest Fenn talking about I was trying to explain that Forrest Fenn gets off on these things in Thrill the Chase, and I assume the other books that really don't make a lot of, to me, a lot of sense. Do you remember the part where he was talking about his mother was far-sighted and said you should not ever have dirty underwear because there might be an accident, and it showed the far-sightedness of nature on her part, and she was known for it, or his mother, was known for it around the block, and she was really proud of him because he would never step on a crack on the sidewalk. Now, I understand that this is, I guess, when he's probably around 12, 13 years of age, supposedly, but none of that really makes sense, right? I mean, he never, because it was going to, remember the old poem goes, step on a crack, break your mama's back? So he's supposedly, when he's 12 or 13, he's doing that because he doesn't, as a tribute to his mother, because he likes her, loves her so much. It's really weird stuff. It makes no sense if you read it kind of soberly. And so I was reflecting on that, and then I thought, right when I started talking about the whole thing with Step on a Crack, I remembered the great song Whippet by Devo, and I thought, this would be perfect. I literally edited in the video of Devo doing Whippet. It was beautiful. And I edited in some other stuff that I got off the internet. Tober's in there. I mean, it's really a good video. It's the original video, so you hear the whole song. And you see a lot of the original famous video with them, remember, at the ranch and the crack and the whip and all that. It was beautiful. Oh, of course it got blocked. I'm uploading my series, which I think is 4 or 5 videos, and all of a sudden it comes back. This has been blocked, and it's all because of the Whippet video. So I was kind of irritated. But then I wasn't that much irritated because I was so dumb on this. I had literally thought that because I had copied the video, in other words, I had done a copy of the original Whippet Devo video, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was thinking they do, YouTube keeps track of the copyrights by keywords or some really old school crap, because again, I haven't even been involved in that side of anything. I haven't been uploading stuff and had anything blocked. Everything's always original content. And so my little plan worked, and I looked it up, and really today you can't upload anything. All of the companies that have videos out there, music companies, commercial, the companies like, what am I trying to say? The damn video industry, the film industry, the music industry, they all now are working in collaboration with YouTube, which is fine. Oops. I don't really have a problem with that, but I didn't know that. So I didn't realize that that audio track and that video track, but primarily that audio track from Whippet, excuse me, that the YouTube literally has an audio of that file, has that audio file that has been given to them by the music company that it belongs to. So obviously they caught it, and I read into it a little further, and that's where I got my education. You cannot do anything now with YouTube as far as uploads, illegal uploads or copyright uploads. Just can't do it. Now I think you can probably do it with maybe things you get off TV, maybe things you get off cable. That are snippets, maybe newscasts. I don't know because I haven't tried, but those kind of things, I'm not sure how they would be able to catch that. If you wanted to, for instance, take a newscast and then comment on it, I'm not sure how they would do that if you want to show it in the background. But for things like videos and film and all that, apparently they've got it down to an art. And pretty much reading this article, it said, or the articles I read, you can't do it. I mean, people are doing the craziest crap. They're trying to divide up audio tracks into different frequencies and all sorts of stuff, and it still catches it. Because again, every time they catch something, they just throw it back to the company that they're working with, music, film, etc. And those guys have the original files, and then they throw it back, and they're working in collusion. So you can't, you know. Anyway, no biggie. But that was interesting to find that out. Since I'm talking about YouTube, I don't know what's going on with YouTube recently. They're talking about algorithm changes, but there's some people that I follow their videos, and they're really getting bummed out. Now, these are people that are trying to make a living doing YouTube, and I'm not making a living doing YouTube, and I don't ever expect it. I am actually getting subscribers, which I'm surprised all the time because I find my videos to be so kind of, I mean, yeah, they're about the Forrest Fenn hunt, and yeah, they're kind of quirky, and some people think they're funny, and sometimes they're probably funny when they're not supposed to be funny, but I mean, I get that, and that's really cool. People like to watch them, but you see these people that have tens of thousands of viewers, and I mean, I was watching one this morning. I think this young lady is having a nervous breakdown because she's losing her views, and she's on there talking about losing her views, and she doesn't know what she's going to do, and, you know, her life's falling apart, and she obsesses now on the fact that her views are going down, and, I mean, you know, and I'm breaking new ground, showing you the real me, because for some reason you're not watching my videos anymore, and I'm going, oh my God. And she even said, I can't hold a 9-to-5 job. This is all I can really do is do these videos, and it was unsaid, but it was kind of understood that if people don't start watching them or her subscriber base goes down, I don't know, you know, you get the feeling she's going to jump off a roof or something. You're like, oh my God. But I've run up across a couple of YouTubers lately who are just, I almost want to say who are just staring at me. Tober's down here staring at me. Who are just really getting upset with, you know, they're mentioning that something has been done, I guess, with all the tech companies now with Congress. There's all this stuff going on with the tech companies, and they're changing stuff, and luckily I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm just doing this, and you know, this will be interjected right where you would have seen the, let me get to the end of this. This is going to be interjected right at the point where it would have gone to the Devo video. And then that Devo video will now be on my Facebook pages. It occurred to me, Eric, you can put them on Facebook. So if you go to my Facebook pages, which I'll leave a link for both of them, I have 2 of them, you can watch the video that I edited out of this so I could get it up on YouTube for you all to be able to watch it, this part here. And then if you want to watch the part that got blocked by YouTube, just go to my, I'll put it on one or both of my Facebook pages. That's all I got to say. So, hope everybody's having a good day. Well, I mean, I'm in the middle of the video, right? Because it's going to go right into me from this video that I made. This is, God, This is part of a video. I'm sticking this right in the middle of a video I made a few days ago, so actually made 6 days ago. So everybody enjoyed themselves, and talk to you later. Bye. Okay, well, I'm not going to read the whole thing about no place for biddies, but he says, just to be safe, my mother always told me to wear clean underwear in case there was an accident. She was smart like that, and I usually did what she said because I loved her so much. She was a perfect example of nature's long-sightedness, and everyone around our block knew it. I mean, does that even make sense? I guess he's just saying that nature's long-sightedness? He's talking about his mother telling you should wear clean underwear all the time because, I mean, I heard that when I was a kid. I'm not sure my mom told me that. Someone just said, you know, if you ever get in trouble and you have to go to the hospital or something, they're going to look in your underwear and you better have clean underwear. I was like, oh. His mother was smart like that, and a perfect example of nature's long-sightedness, that she thinks to tell you to always wear white, rather clean underwear because you might be in an accident. And everyone around the block knew it. And just to prove the point, when I walked to school, I always watched where I put my feet on the sidewalk. Step on a crack and break your mother's back. I always remembered that one, and that's why my mother was so proud of me. Folks, that's just, I don't even know. If you really read it carefully, Forrest Fenn was doing that? Forrest Fenn was walking around not stepping on cracks on the sidewalk because of that stupid thing, break your mother's back, that I never even understood. Where I guess I could look it up, but I don't know. That's why I say, when he says these things about this book is just about recounting talk about a few of my life experiences. Well, he does say, and if any readers over the age of 12 don't see a little of themselves in this mirror, then maybe they deserve another turn. Well, I didn't see myself in the mirror when it came to avoiding stepping on cracks. So I don't know what Fenn, if he's making this up, I don't know. Last paragraph. This book is my 9th in 26 years of casually recounting the things I enjoy most. My books have to write themselves or I struggle. This one did. Okay, yeah, I had to pause there for a second to understand what he meant when he said this one did. My books have to write themselves or I struggle. This one did. If he had meant I struggle, he would have said this one I did. But he said this one did, meaning my books have to write themselves. So this book apparently was very easy for him to write. Okay, that's the first, that's page 4. Again, though, that segue I made to that thing about the stepping on the crack and Mom telling him about his underwear and all that, what most of us do is we go, those are hints. Those are hints. Those have nothing to do with telling a story about, you know, like when he talks about being in Vietnam. So those must be hints. So we're all stumbling around mentally, at least I am sometimes, going, why am I thinking about not stepping on a crack? What does stepping on a crack have to do? Sorry, folks, the door is open again. The cold, it's 44 degrees out, and the cold air is coming in. And I got to pay the heating bills. It's so fun getting up and down all morning long doing this. By the way, I found some pictures from my boots on the ground out to Wyoming, Montana, and I didn't put them in the video. So the infamous dining place that I was in for breakfast 2 days in a row, that was great breakfast. I even have a picture of the breakfast. Some of you that are vegans are going to look at it and go, oh my God, Eric, you ate that? But it was good food. It was really good food. And if some of you, a couple of people have been busting on me about where this place was, I'm not going to tell you. But I am going to post a picture of the inside of the restaurant and my plate of food. Probably less likely you'll figure out where I am by the plate of food, but if you can look at this restaurant and recognize it, you'll know where I was. And then also I have a picture couple of pictures of the inside of the hotel I was in. It was mom and pop. And if you recognize the inside of the hotel, I guess you'll figure out where I am. Woohoo! But anyway, I'm going to put those pictures up. What else was I going to say? Yeah, and that's where I'll be going back to this summer. Not going to say it's the same hotel. It's a nice hotel, but there were other ones in the area. Anyway, I know this video is all over the place, but I don't care. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to comments. I'm going to find some. I found some comments from my videos, and I'm going to address some of them. I always react to my comments people make. I almost always react either at least a thumbs up. I don't think I've ever given anybody a thumbs down. And a lot of times I comment because a lot of smart people are looking for the Fenn treasure. Some of us, like myself, may be a little touched, but by and large, it's a smart group of people, and they make, you know, good comments. I make good comments, or I make comments back. I don't know if they're good. Peter Pan 2 weeks ago said, if you claim it as found, the government will take it. How do you know I hasn't been found? I love to read this exactly how. I realize a lot of this is typos, but it's still fun to read them like they are. I responded, lots of people wonder about that. Fenn says he knows the treasure hasn't been found when he's asked how he can be sure. He gets kind of vague about it from what I've seen him say. And that's true. But I do know Fenn one time actually discussed the fact that there was some place that they were discussing that can be viewed on cam, like a park cam or something, an outdoor camera. So that kind of struck me. I thought, wow, he's aware of the fact. I think he mentioned there were 2 cams in the area. So I thought, well, that's interesting that they're discussing an area that Forrest Fenn can look on a cam at. Now, I got the impression it wasn't that close, so of course the cam may not have allowed him. You know, I should bring it in here. I don't have it with me. It's a very small chest, right? I should probably always have it with me. Just a minute. Alright, so this is how big the chest is. It's not tremendously large, folks. I had to go find this. I lost the chest momentarily. I forgot where I'd put it. So I had to go through all my closets. I finally found it. I even went out to my car. I'm like, why would I have the treasure chest in the car? The treasure chest. But anyway, this is how big it is. You know, it's small. So you're looking for this out in the middle of a... What was my chain of thought? I've forgotten now. This is all you're looking for out there, folks. Very tiny. You know, in the what's the word? In the scheme of things, it's very small. It's a very tiny object to spend all this time looking for. So, I forget what I was talking. Oh, so that's right. So he was looking for this on a cam. So if he was looking for a cam and he saw this at a distance,